Okay.
I'm Bitten White, and this is your Lakeland College Laker update. Last week, the Lakeland College volleyball team played a pair of games against Vincennes College and Lincoln Land College. In their first game against Vincennes, Lakeland won in 3 games. In their game against Lincoln Land, Lakeland lost in 3 tough games. The Lakers currently stand at 4-4 in the record, and they are currently playing in the Southeastern Iowa tournament in Burlington, Iowa. In softball action, the Lady Lakers traveled to New York to play a pair of games. In their first game against Manhattan, they edged out Manhattan 10-7. In their second game against Army, they lost 12-2. Just a reminder, folks, your only chance to see the Lady Lakers at home during this fall softball season is during the Lakeland College Fall Classic, and that runs October 9th and the 10th. Reporting for Lakers Live, I'm Bitten White, and that was your Laker update.
Shane Hood in studio, another Lakers baseball player. Shane, you are a pitcher, right?
Yes, I'm a pitcher.
Righty.
Right-handed, yep.
Okay, because you only had one left-hander last season, right?
Yep, Jeff Jenkins was our only left-hander last year.
Okay. Any more this year, by the way?
We've got maybe 4 this year.
4?
Yeah.
Wow, a boon.
Yeah, we picked up a lot.
Any loogies in there?
Well, maybe.
Maybe.
We'll find out.
Okay, last season, how often do you think you got to pitch? Every third, fourth game, or
maybe.
Not as much?
Kind of hit and miss when I threw.
Mm-hmm.
Never really knew.
Okay, what are you looking forward to this season then?
Well, just winning games, hopefully.
Okay, pitching-wise, what do you throw? What kind of pitches?
I throw a 2-seam fastball, a curveball, and a changeup.
Curveball, changeup, okay. And this two-seamer here, do you get it to move at all? You get it to sink any?
Yeah, I mostly get to sink. That's why I mostly get ground balls when I pitch.
Okay. And would you say that's 80% of your pitches, or do you really mix it up a lot more?
Well, it depends on the day.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm throwing it good, then yeah, I'll throw it most of the time. But if I'm not, we'll mix in other pitches too.
When you're in trouble, what's not working out there?
Usually the curveball doesn't work too well because sometimes I don't know where it's going.
Sometimes okay. That makes it interesting for the hitter too then.
Yeah.
It can be effective. Who do you get the most help from? Obviously, Coach Glosser.
Yeah, Coach Glosser is our pitching coach. He's always there for us, helping us with mechanics and everything that we need.
I was going to ask you now, you started a new season. Does he start right at the beginning again with the mechanics thing, or just see where you're at and
pretty
work
much
from there?
If you came back from last year, he knows kind of where you're at, but the new freshman, he has to see what they've got first and then work with them.
Okay. And do you feel you pitch better on the windup or the set?
Usually the stretch is where I throw better. I threw out the stretch the whole time.
All the time. Okay, so maybe a relief role for you?
Yeah, that's what I did last year, so I'm betting that's what I'll do again this year.
Okay. Well, how are you at holding runners close at first? You ever pick anyone off last season?
I don't think so. I usually just throw it and hopefully the catcher will get them.
Okay.
That's what I got Colin for back there.
Okay, and how about bunt defense since we're on the battery here?
Well,
are you good at getting off that mound?
I think so. I mean, I try and get rid of it as quick as I can, just hopefully get the kid out.
Okay. Who's your, of the opponents, like I asked Colin earlier, who do you most want to beat this year?
I'd probably go with Kaskaskia since they're the team that beat us out or took 2 or 3 from us, and I know some kids that go down there, so.
Natural rivalry?
Yeah.
Amongst buddies?
Mm-hmm.
And, well, what hometown are you from? Are these buddies from your hometown?
Yeah, I've got a few that down there. I'm from Mattoon, so.
Mm-hmm. The whole entire life? Born and raised?
Entire life, Mattoon.
Did you play in all the leagues here in Mattoon then?
Oh, yeah. I played everything, high school, league, and Legion, all of it.
What stands out in your memory as one of the most favorite times? Was it like a championship game or just a particular game or something?
I'd probably say like kid pitch when we were younger. It's when we always just went out and had fun and just ran around, ran wild and everything.
Okay. And how is it now at the collegiate level?
Well, it's a lot better. I mean, they try and make you better so you can move on and get school and possibly go pro. And Coach Scott, he'll let us joke around from time to time, and we just all have a good time.
Mm-hmm. And your course of study then here at Lakeland?
I'm just doing my general studies here at Lakeland.
General, okay. And you're going to figure that out then. Okay. And how disciplined is it for academics, like team-wise? coaches on you about that? They have someone who checks on that all the time?
Yeah, Coach has us do mandatory study tables, so we do our homework and gives us grade checks to make sure we're staying above 2.0 so we can stay eligible.
Okay. Now, on your pitching staff, how many new pitchers?
We've got quite a few new pitchers. I think we've got 4 Dominicans that we brought in and a couple freshmen that just got done with high school from all over.
And do you think of the newcomers, do they look like they're going to really pick up in the system you guys use? Or?
Oh yeah, they look like they're going to help out a bunch. All they got to do is throw strikes and keep hitters off balance.
Do they come to you for help or just the coaches?
No, usually no one comes to me for help.
No
just
one comes
the
to
coaches.
you. Why is that?
I don't know. I'm not the brightest person.
No, you must have something on the ball. You're playing college baseball. You're going to school at Lakeland College.
Yep, I just throw strikes and get outs. That's
okay. So how was it that you got to come to Lakeland? Walk on your own, or were you recruited to come here? Or
I was recruited in full scholarship to come here.
Okay. And was that Coach Simmons back then? Or
it was Coach Jarrett.
But right before him?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right, because you were here beforehand. Okay. Well, what's a typical day like for preparing for a game for you?
Usually,
if you're going to be pitching.
Usually run very little and stretch out, start throwing the bullpen, get ready.
Okay, and maybe that wasn't a fair question because I was thinking of a starting pitcher. Yeah. So you kind of have to be prepared all the time, don't you?
Yeah, because I never know when I could go in. Somebody could get injured, and I have to go start right then and go in and throw.
And as you see a game develop, is there certain situations that you're more likely that there's a good chance you're going to get picked to go in the game?
Yeah, usually when the pitcher's struggling to throw strikes and giving up a lot of hits and runs, us relievers, we're usually thinking, okay, I got to start getting ready. They might call on me, so we usually start stretching and light tossing, so we're ready to go.
Okay, and do you, like I asked Colin, do you remember some players from last year? Are there some hitters that you'll remember from last year that'll be around that you already got a plan developing and how you're going to handle them?
Well, hopefully. I remember last year me and Colin, we were together throwing against Wabash Valley, and I threw every pitch I had to this kid, and he just kept fouling it off and fouling it off. I think it was a 14-pitch at bat.
Oh, boy. Okay, so how many pitches do you relief pitcher, how many do you usually are able to go? I know starters, they can go 70, 100 pitches, some of them, and what about you?
I mean, it usually just depends that day on how my arm feels. Sometimes 60 maybe, but it all depends on how far Coach needs me to go.
Mm-hmm. And do you need a perfect day to pitch well, or can you pitch on the many rainy days we'll have in spring or them howling windy days we had?
Oh, it doesn't matter to me. I just like to go out there and throw and hopefully get out there and we win the game.
Will your pitch selection change depending on the weather or the wind?
Yeah, it usually does. Sometimes when it's windy, it'll help the ball move more or less, so you got to choose your pitches carefully.